Hello and welcome to Unfinished Hacks. In this series we are looking at the camera dolly I made for time-lapse photography. This current version is somewhat flawed. As you can remember from the previous episode, there's a problem with the rotating camera head that it got stuck in the middle of the footage. And this is due to the reason that the mechanical design is not as good as it could be. So now we are taking apart the whole head and in the preparation for updating it to the newer version. This current version is using stepper motor to rotate the head and move along this timing belt. First we need to basically reverse what we do when we assemble the whole rig. So take off the timing belt and the rail end stops and slide the camera dolly out of the rails. Once the dolly is off the rails, we can unmount the camera head. There's this kind of GoPro style tilting head there, and this tripod head which is attached to the rotating head comes off as a normal tripod head, so it's a 1/2-inch screw that holds it together. And then we take apart these 6 screws holding this whole 3D printed frame together, and underneath there is the electronics and the mechanics of this head. As you can see, there's the accelerometer there, and with the wires coming from the motor, you can take the wiring harness away, and then you need to unscrew this stepper motor to loosen it from the frame. The frame halves are actually held together by these stepper motor mounting screws as well. So once that's off, the whole thing comes apart. As you can see, there's a worm gear, this kind of coupler familiar from the CNC machines, that is attached to the stepper motor. And these are held together by these tightening screws that you have to, of course, take apart. There are 2 8mm inner diameter bearings, ball bearings there, and this axle is basically from 8mm bolt cut to the right size. This is actually printed in 2 parts, so that there is a bolt which is acting as an axle of the head, as well as this 1/2-inch bolt that connects to the tripod head. This is to make it a little bit simpler to kind of assemble the whole thing. You don't need to have anything like tightening screws or anything like that, because you have this hexagonal bolt head there that keeps everything in place. And then you can unwind the bolt holding together this axle, and again there is 8mm bearings on top of and bottom of this gear, and some spacers to keep it running free. And the tightening nut for this gear is in a little bit awkward position. Like there's actually 2 tightening nuts there that you have to loosen. And once that's done, then the final pieces of this camera head come off. All in all, it's a relatively simple construction, but the stepper motor is not very ideal way of rotating the camera, because the movement is by nature jerky, and for kind of star tracking purposes it's much too coarse to, even with this 1:40 reduction gear by the worm gear, it's not very fine enough for sky tracking. And here's the whole parts. To see more information, go to the unfinishedhacks.net or subscribe to this channel, and we will go into the details of the new version later on. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.